Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alana and you're watching ValentiThe, where I bring you all things books, all things movies, all things series, just entertainment. So guys, I'm here to give you another monthly wrap up, and this is for the month of June. So if you guys are interested in this video, please stick around. Okay, so believe it or not, she read 16 books in the month of June. Can I get a round of applause? Come on, come on. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Compared to me not reading one book in March, no book in April, one book in May, and baby, now we back like we never left. Because what did I do? What did I do? I read 16 books in June. A record so far. A record so far. The first half of this year was not good for me when it came to reading. You guys know, for those who don't know, I should say, I am in accounting and taxes was kicking my ass and everything in between, right? So my 9 to 5 was kicking my ass, and I did not have the time to read a lot of books at the beginning of the year. I tried, but it didn't work out. I just could not find the time. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need to find time to read books, but you do. We are adults. We are not teenagers. We have jobs. We have children. We have lives. We have husbands and wives and everything like that. And friends that we have to keep up friendships with. I'm not doing very well at that either. But you know, these are becoming my loves. These books are becoming my loves. So guys, my friends out there in real life, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, let's get into all the books I read, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, the 5 stars, the 4 stars, the 3 stars, the 2 stars, and the... I'm never going to give a book no stars. I might give you a 2. I think a 2 is the least I'm going to start giving books. But you know, we read here for vibes, and if it was a great time, it was a great time. If it had grammatical errors, we don't really care about the grammatical errors, you know? Yeah. So let's get into it. So the first book that I read for the month of June, well, I actually read it, I started it in May, but I finished it in June. So that book is called Lightlark, and it is by Aster. So by Aster. And this is book 1 in that series. And I'm going to read you the exact description of this book. So it says, welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears to host the Centennial, a deadly game that only the rulers of 6 realms are invited to play. The invitation is a summons, a call to embrace victory and ruin. Babbles? Is that Babbles? Yeah. Babbles and blood. Or Babels? I don't know. Whatever, and blood. The Centennial offers the 6 rulers one final chance to break the curses that have plagued their realms for centuries. Each ruler has something to hide. Each realm's curse is uniquely wicked. To destroy the curse, one ruler must die. Isla Crown is the young ruler of Wildling, a realm of temptresses cursed to kill anyone they fall in love with. They are feared and despised and are counting on Isla to end their suffering by succeeding at the Centennial. To survive, Isla must die, cheat, and betray, even as love complicates everything. So that's the synopsis of the book that was given by the author. So my input now. Lightlark, it had a really slow start. And I think that happens with a lot of fantasy books when they're trying to build the world or do the world building, but they don't quite hit the mark when it comes to world building. A lot of them tend to just put kind of so much information into the beginning of the book that you're just left with your head just reeling. Like, what's going on? I can't follow, or sometimes you do follow, but it's just still so much information at the beginning of the book that it's like freaking slow and nothing is happening. So that was one of my knows for this book. Another one is Isla was extremely, or Isla was extremely naive, right? And I read this book, as I said, in the beginning of June, end of May. So I'm trying my best to remember everything. But she was very, very naive. And I know that she was the youngest ruler, and a lot of the other rulers had centuries on her and everything. But she still had no, she lacked common sense, in my opinion. The writer made her seem just so naive and young and fickle, and she just didn't know anything. She didn't know anything, and to me, it just reminded me so much of Sarah J. Maas books, and I have them here, especially the first one, Thorn of Court, Court of Thorn and Roses, where the story building was just not good. It was just horrible, in my opinion. The main female lead was just naive, borderline, just retarded in a kind of way. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Just slow overall, right? So the story was slow, the main character was slow. Another one, I would say, like, she had no knowledge. I have that as well. And she could not put anything together, because to me, you could see the betrayal from a mile away. You could see that the so-called best friend wasn't a good best friend. You can see something was wrong there. Some things weren't clicking up. And throughout the trials and everything, you could tell that something was just extremely wrong, and she was just not, it wasn't clicking for her. Something wasn't clicking up there, and she was just so, I'm trying to be as elusive as I possibly can and not give away too much information, but listen, we talking. If you've read the book, you've read the book. If you haven't, go read it, and then we can come back and talk again. But overall, it was an okay read, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't good, in my opinion. It was just okay. It wasn't bad. It was okay. So, and the age gap. I seriously have a problem with age gaps when it comes to these books. They make the female leads super, super young, and the male leads just the oldest, centuries old. Like, why are these men always pedophiles? Because that's how I feel like they are. Because why can't they find someone their age or close to their age? Like, it's just kind of up to me, and I know I have to get over it because it's a freaking fantasy book. But reading it, it just doesn't make me feel good. So that's something I personally obviously need to get over, but I will never enjoy reading a book about a 16-year-old or an 18-year-old having sex. It's just gross to me. I cannot do it, and I really want to see books where the female leads are in their late 20s, early 30s, 40s, things like that. Grown people, grown women. So that was my bad takes on, like, points that were kind of annoying to me for this book, but things that I loved. And it wasn't a lot, but I still gave the book a 3.5 because I still had an okay time. So, glossary. I know, I know, I know, I know. But as I said, the info dump in the beginning of the book, I really appreciated the fact that Alex, let me see her name, Alex Aster, I really appreciated the fact that she added a glossary to the book, because I did not know what the hell was going on. I didn't know what was going on, and I was super happy that she added that, because I could just simply flick to it and see what the hell that word was or what that phrase was, and it was good. So baby, you get a point just for that. That glossary was great. It had a map too, and I love me some books with maps. Yeah, it had a map? Yeah, I think it had a map. Love me some books with maps. The trials were good. I love the way that it was planned out. I really enjoyed how it was written. It was easy to understand, and you could easily follow it. And I just really like books with trials. It seemed to be it's exciting. That's the best word that I can use. It's exciting to read and see them going through everything. And I will say that her Isla, her development throughout the books was really good. She really did understand everything at the end of it, and I guess that's probably the main plot of the book, right? To just introduce us to this young, naive ruler that really and truly just didn't know anything, and someone that was just being ruled by her caretakers, her elders, the people who were supposed to take care of her and teach her, but they only manipulated her and taught her what they wanted to teach her. So overall, that's my kind of synopsis of the book. And the endings, I really like the ending of that book. I did not expect things to go down the way it went down. I knew the best friend wasn't shit from the jump, right? And then I knew that Shadow Daddy wasn't it either. And then the second guy, I can't remember his damn name, but I liked him. The nice ruler. Hold on. Overall, the book just 3.5. You know what? I changed my mind. It's a 3. It's a 3. Let's go. It's a 3. Okay. I don't know. The book just didn't make much sense to me, as I said. And I liked aspects of the book. There are aspects of the book that I could really appreciate, but overall, I yeah. We're just gonna give that a 3. And I gonna read the next one. It says Nightbane. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think this book is intriguing enough for me to go on to the next book. So even though I'm giving it a 3, it's because okay, I liked a lot of, not a lot, but some of the aspects of this book. But overall, not a fan. I wouldn't read it again, and I don't think I would recommend it to anyone either. I have to enjoy a book to recommend it to someone, and I just wouldn't recommend the book. I may read book 2. I don't think I want to, but I may read it. Let's see how that goes. So the next book is The Crown of Oaths and Curses, and the description for this book reads, I devoted my life to a king who was not my own. On the road to ultimate honor and glory, I lost everything. Now in a world ravaged by the whims of those who rule, I must turn my back on a lifetime of friendships and loyalties to face my own fate. The savage prince, heir to the high fae throne of the southern lands, he is known for his brutality and cold heart. But with the kingdom on the brink of ruin, I have no choice but to seek him out. The war between the fae and the witches rages, and there's no end in sight. My destiny is clear. Help the prince defeat his enemies before it's too late. One small problem. I am Rook's Bane, Evening Star, the favored child return, a witch of the woods, the greatest enemy of my fate's blessed mates. The Crown of Oaths and Curses is the full-length MF epic fantasy romance with the material that may be difficult for some readers. The book will end on a cliffhanger, blah 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 blah, and book 1. This is book 1 of 3, right? So this is the Crown of Oaths and Curses by Bree, and this is book 1 in the Mortal Fates. Okay, guys, so I am finished with book 1, The Crown of Oaths and Curses by Bree. It's the first book in the Mortal Fates book, and I must say I really enjoyed this read. I saw TikToker posted about true enemies to lovers, and you guys know I love me an enemies to lovers slow burn kind of book. I love books with a lot of words, and this is definitely one of those. This book has 600 and plus pages, and I really enjoyed that. And this, I would say it's a 4 out of 5. Why I say that? Because it didn't quite live up, not to my expectations, because I didn't know anything about the book, but it didn't, all the build up, even though the ending had such a great cliffhanger, the build-up wasn't as rewarding as I thought it would be. Was it still really good? Absolutely. That's why I'm giving it a 4. But it just hit shy of that 5-point mark. I'm gonna sit down and give you guys a full in-depth review of this. Spoilers, but this is my spoiler-free review for now. If you want true enemies to lovers, this is definitely one of them. It's a really good slow burn. It has witches and high fae and lower faes and creatures, and the storyline, the plot is 10 out of 10. I'll definitely say that. It's 10 out of 10. Okay, so let's get into this. So I enjoyed the main female lead so much. She was patient, she was smart, she was a badass. Her powers was freaking fantastic. Her story, Fated Mates, the book is enemies to lovers, fated mates kind of thing. And I saw it on TikTok and I just wanted something to read. So I picked it up and I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a vibe to read. Do I like the main female lead? As I said, I do. Do I like the male main lead? I do not. He, mm, I know they gave him the name of Savage Prince, and rightfully so. But goddamn, is he stupid? His biases just made him savage. He was just, people who believe that they are better than others, even though they may not be better than others, they think that something, whether it's their upbringing or the amount of money that they have or the way they look or their skin color, gives them the some kind of advantage over others, and with that makes them think that they are above reproach. That is him. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. That is him. And even though he is dead wrong, he still think he is. And because of that, that caused him to wipe out covens of witches. He was at war with one particular group of witches and he just didn't give a shit. He killed everybody because to him, they're all the same. I didn't like him. I didn't like him. And I really thought that Ruxbane was just better than him in every which way possible because she was a good person. Was she in the army? Yes. Is she powerful? Hell yes. Even more powerful than her man. Even more powerful than the main lead. But guess what? She is better because of that. So for him, he thinks he's better because of biases and hate and envy, jealousy, and all of that ego and narcissism. But she is better simply because she's powerful. She's a good person. She's strong. Not just powers. She is strong. Her patience is top tier. Because my girl stayed in the dungeon for weeks. Even though she could have just blow herself out. She helped the main lead and his family so much. She just come in walking, broke curses and things like that. And still, he didn't really have much faith in her until the end. When she pretty much showed him that her destiny is to marry him and kill the high witch, right? The high witch. That's the witch that is running the witch army that the high fae are fighting against. So she's there to kill his nemesis, his enemy, so she can bring back peace to the land. But he still treated her so badly. Put her in a dungeon. He didn't give her no food. He walked around stink and dirty with chains on her skin, iron that burnt her skin. Punch her in her face, didn't give her nothing to eat. Can you tell I don't like him? And I love me enemies to lovers. I love a good enemies to lovers. You understand? But I only like this book because of her. Excuse me. I only liked this book because of her. That's it. So overall, I gave this book a 4 out of 5. Would I recommend it? Yes. And he treated her really, really bad, and I like that. I like that. But I just don't like him. I think he could have been written better. Not because of what he did to her, because I love that, but I think his just personality was that was his personality to me. It wasn't good, it wasn't fun, and yeah, we give that a 4 out of 5. Moving on. So after reading the first book, The Crown of Oaths and Curses, I went on to book 2, which is called The Throne of Honor and Blood. I give this one a 3. Hear me out for those of you who have read this book. I am not a fan of women losing their powers in books. The end of book 1, she was all powerful. She was ready to kill bitches. She was ready to do her thing. And then in this book, she was significantly weaker. And they pushed it, like the author, Bree, she pushed it in a way where she needed to be saved by the Savage Prince. Book 2 made me not like him even more. Was he trying? Was he trying to learn and understand that he knew better than nobody? Yes. Was he learning and understanding what was happening to witches under his watch? Yes. Was he remorseful? Yes. Did he bleed for her and his crimes? Yes. But I don't like him. He made her weak. Sir, I am all powerful. Why you think you need to protect me? You stand behind me. I don't need to stand behind you. You stand behind me. I literally put up a force field to protect you and your whole kingdom in the first book. You just making plans without me. You just doing things without me. Baby Rook's Bane, stand up, girl. Stand up. Stand up for yourself, okay? Stand up for yourself. The ending was really good though. The ending, overall the book was good, but it was worse than the first one. And if there's a book 3, would I be reading it? Yes, because I want to know what happens to her. Because the cliffhanger in the end of this book, chef's kiss. The cliffhanger was chef's kiss. But the overall book is a 3. And yeah, the overall book is a 3. Would I recommend the first and second? Absolutely. Have fun. Is it true enemies to lovers? The first book? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. The first book is enemies to lovers. Yeah, I like it. But that's yeah, that's it. Like I had a good time, you know? I had a good time. Let's move on. But the third book, if there's a third book, whenever that comes out, we're gonna come back here and see what we think about that one. But I do want to read the third book. Overall, it was fun. But Rook need to stand up. She need to stand up. She need to, be honest with herself and not be this damsel in distress. I really hate when they make these women all powerful or they lose their. Why like why are you losing your powers? So after reading Manacled and then going to read Secrets and Masks, because baby, I wasn't traumatized enough by these romantic fictions. Baby, I wanted something traumatizing. I was in the mood for some trauma. I was in the mood for some tears, right? So I went and read Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love. I thought it was trauma, but it was a pleasant surprise when I realized it was a actual like falling in love. Even though it said that Mortifying Ordeal of falling in love, I really thought I would have some trauma in it because all of fanfics for Draco and Hermione I've read is trauma. So I wanted that, and I was pleasantly surprised by this, and I really enjoyed it, and I gave it a 5 because it was fun. And did it have fighting scenes? Yes, it did. It did. I enjoyed it, and the love and the If you have read it, tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's have a discussion because I really enjoyed it and it had me giggling and kicking my feet up, and I did not expect to see Draco in that light. It was just freaking cute, Do I have notes for that one? I do not. And I don't know why, but I think it's because it wasn't this grand masterpiece or anything, but it was just giggly and fun, and it just gave me everything that I needed at the time. Guys, I am a mood reader, okay? Sometimes I might read this book over at a different time and I might give it a freaking 5. Or I might give it a 2. You understand? Or I might give it a 2, who knows? But right now, it's a 5 for me. And I enjoyed it. Go read it. Go. Yeah. I recommend. Go read it. Okay. Wait. Let's get into these. Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Susanne Valenti. Baby, If you saw my previous video, I got these at, I think I posted it on my TikTok, not on my YouTube. I got these in my local thrift stores, my Value Village. That's usually where I would go and get books. I live in Canada. I am a Canadian girly, and baby, books here are expensive. Do I still go to Indigo and buy books? I do. But majority of the books that I have up there, I get from my local Value Village or Goodwill. Because baby, my pockets ain't that deep. It's not deep at all, actually. So I'm gonna leave a link down below so you guys can check out my Amazon wish list to hopefully buy me some books, please, and thank you. But yeah, I'm a Canadian girl, and these books are expensive. So when I saw it all over TikTok. It looked really good. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this. Saw it that day, picked it up, fantastic. Did not read it when I got it. I think I started reading it the week after, and baby, why did I take that long? Why did I take that long to read these? Why? Because I had a good time. Let's get into the first book. Okay, let's get into the first book, The Awakening. So this book, whew, let's read what this is about. So you have been selected to attend Zodiac Academy, where your star sign defines your destiny. If you're one of the Fae, elemental magic is in your blood, and apparently it's in ours. As twins born to the month of Gemini, we're a rare breed, even in the Academy of Supernatural A-holes. Changelings were outlawed hundreds of years ago, but I guess our birth parents didn't get that memo. Which means we're totally unprepared for the ruthless world of Fae. Air, fire, water, earth, no one has ever harnessed all four of them until we arrive. And it hasn't made us any friends so far. As the rarest elementals ever known, we're already a threat to the four celestial heirs. The popular, vindictive bullies who happen to be some of the hottest guys we've ever seen. It doesn't help that they're the most dangerous beast in the academy, and probably on Earth too. Our fates are intertwined, but they want us gone. They've only got until the lunar eclipse to force us out, and they'll stop at nothing to succeed. We never knew we had a birthright to live up to, but now we do. We intend to claim our throne. We can't expect any help from the faculty when it comes to defending ourselves. So, if the dragon shifters want some target practice, the werewolves want someone to hunt, or a vampire fancy a snack, then we have to be ready. But we've been looking after each other for a long time, and fighting back is in our blood. Today's horoscope, totally screwed. So I just finished this bad boy right here, literally like not even 5 minutes ago. And I must say, I love the hell out of this. The world building was great. I understood everything that was going on, especially the changeling. That was really like a throwback to my childhood with watching the Winx Club and everything like that. If you guys know anything about the Winx Club, you know what I'm talking about. So this is about two twins, the Vega twins, who are changelings. So what that is their parents take them from this world, or maybe someone that they know, take them from the Fey world and exchange them with human twins from that world, and allow humans to pretty much raise those Fey children just to keep them out of harm's way, to make sure they're raised healthy and away from any kind of danger. And that's pretty much what happened to the Vega twins. They were actually really, really important in their Fey realm. On their 18th birthday, well, the day before their 18th birthday, they got kicked out because they were jumping from foster home to foster home. They got kicked out by their last foster father the day before they turned 18, which was crazy, right? Anyways, that same night, they were now pretty much compelled by this guy named Orion, I think his name is. Yeah, Orion, compelled by Orion to pretty much
coerced them into coming back into the Fey world. That same night, they got their powers. 4 heirs that were there wanted to kill them. The other students didn't like them, did a bunch of crazy shit to them. Still, they're teenagers. They're 18, falling, well, not falling in love, but doing mysterious, not, oh my God, heavy mysterious, but doing things that they should not be doing with those same ears that have been trying to kill them. And it's just a mixture of monsters and fairies and powers and fires. And oh, their 4 elements is a part of this as well. You can hear the excitement in my voice because I just finished it and it's so freaking good. I wish I had read this a long time ago when I saw it on my timeline. Now I've read it, I'm gonna run right into the second one. This was good. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. 4 out of 5. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, babe. Yeah. I definitely have to give it a 4 out of 5 because I devoured this. I did. Was there grammatical errors? Yes. Yes. Were there kids in this? Yes. I mean, it's an academy, you know, things like that, and so it's an YA book. I enjoyed it. I had to really turn off my brain when it came to like the spicy scenes with these kids. Oh my god, you know, yes, they're of age, but I did. I'm gonna work on it. I'm working on me. I'm not perfect. I'm working on me. But baby, this was good. This was good, and this was a 4 out of 5, and I enjoyed it. Go read it. I recommend. Go read it. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Next. So next book, which is book 2 in this Zodiac Academy, is Ruthless Fate. They tried to break us. They almost did. But we're not going anywhere. The celestial heirs think the stars are on their side, but they don't know what's coming. Fighting them one-on-one isn't an option, so we have to be stealthy. Remaining under the radar won't be easy, but if we put it off, they'll never suspect our involvement when their lives start falling apart. Besides, they've already taken us to the brink of hell. What more can they really do? I read this book in a day. How many pages? Let me tell you. 533. In a day. In a day. Did I sleep? I did not. Because who could sleep when reading a masterpiece? Huh? Could you? I know you couldn't. This second book was like a burst of flavors in my brain. That's what this was. A burst of flavors in my brain. I enjoyed the hell out of this book and I gave it a 5. Did I give it a 5? I gave it a 5. Yes, I did. I did. I recommend. I recommend. Oh baby, they really showed you what they could do in this one. They showed you what they could do in this one. Baby, what that mother lover did to Tori, what they did, what they did, I don't know if I could forgive them for it. And I curse all the goddamn time. Yeah, I curse all the time. I curse all the time. All the time. Yeah, I just wanted y'all to know. That's the second book. And that's why I give it a 5. Because the cruelty in it was fantastic. It gave me the enemies to lovers vibes. I don't think that would happen, but that's what it gave me. I feel like one of them have to end up with one of the heirs, right? Or maybe 2 of the heirs. Nah, let's see. And plus, what's her name with the teacher? I felt like I was losing my freaking mind for how I was just running through these books. Oh, my heavens. I'm remembering it now. 3 books in 3 days. Like, just like that. I felt like I was on crack. I was sleep deprived, but I was still reading because I was having a good ass time. I was having a good ass time. And I need you to join me with taking crack. Okay, which is reading. Reading. I need you to be high on these books with me, okay? So join me. Start Zodiac Academy now. Thank you. I don't know how the rest of them are. They could be trash, but book 1, 2, and 3 was fun. And that's all we care about, right? Fun. We had fun. I will probably read book 4, 4, 5, and 6 next month, July. Tomorrow is July 1st. Well, you're getting this video July 1st. So yeah, I'll start reading it in July. Woo! Okay, the next book that I read was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. So for this one, it says, Rowan, I'm in the business of creating fairy tales. Theme parks, production companies, 5-star hotels. Everything could be all mine if I renovated Dreamland. My initial idea of hiring Zara was good in theory, but then I kissed her. Things spiraled out of control once I texted her using an alias. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings. Not when we're destined to ruin them. Zara, after submitting a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamland's most expensive ride, I should have been fired, sorry. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch? I had to work for the most difficult boss I've ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care. At least not until I discovered his secrets. It was time to teach the billionaire that money couldn't fix everything, especially not us. The Fine Print is the first book in a series, blah, 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 interconnected, and you can read it as a standalone, blah, 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 brothers. It's about 3 brothers, and I enjoyed the first book. Here's my take when I finished it the first time.
Okay, guys, so I just finished reading The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. After reading Zodiac Academy, 3 of them in 3 days, I was like, okay, no. I need a palate cleanser because I feel like I'm on drugs. I felt too high, and I felt like if I continued, I would have just probably stopped reading the books because it's so many freaking books. I didn't realize it was like 9 or 10 books. So I'm like, okay, 3 in such a short time is enough. Calm down. Let's find something to just make us feel giddy and nice. And I'm not much of a romance reader, but I saw this on my TikTok feed, and I'm like, oh, this looks fun. Let me just pick this up and go read this. I love this. I enjoyed the hell out of this. It was so cheesy and corny, but it made me giggle and kick my feet up, and I love that so much. I was constantly just stopping and running around or just like giggling. I feel like fantasy books and like romance books, I feel like every genre of books, even though the scoring is like 0 to 5, it still feels like a different kind of 5, right? And this one just makes me giddy and happy, and I'm gonna give this a 4. Maybe a 5 because I love this so much. Let's give it a 5. Let's give it a 5. It was so cute.
Yeah, my only complaint for this book is that the ending of the book was like a fast forward to 3 years after the initial story. There are 2 other books after that. Lauren, you can put that snippet, that part there in the second book or even in the third book. Depending on when they happen, or you could even bring out a little, oh, what happened after Happy Ever After kind of thing. Because reading their story 3 years into the future, in the same book, like I just didn't like it. You know, like it wasn't a fast forward to come back to the present, you know, flashback kind of thing. So that was the only part of the book that I didn't like, which was the ending, but I was really happy to still find out what happened to them and where their story ended up. But I would have preferred to see it in the second book or even the third book. I have not read the third book as yet, but I will get to that in July as well. Okay, so let's move on to the second book, which is Terms and Conditions, and I really, really, really like this one. So much so that I read it twice. So much so that I read that baby, what? Twice. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Anyways, let's read what this is about. So, Declan, I'm destined, so this is Declan speaking. I'm destined to become the next CEO of the family's media empire. The only problem? My grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteered for the job. Our marriage was supposed to be the perfect solution to my biggest problem, but the more we act in love for the public, the more unsure I feel about our contract. Caring about Iris was never part of the deal, especially not when breaking her heart is inevitable. Ooh, Iris now. My plan to marry Declan was simple in theory. Move in together, throw a wedding, have a baby. We set rules to prevent all kinds of issues. Ones that we never meant to ones that were never meant to be broken, no matter how much Declan tempts me. You heard that. No matter how much he tempts her. But what happens when our fate when what but what happens when our fake relationships bleed into our real one? Falling in love was never an option, at least not for me. Here's what I said about it.
Okay, guys, so I'm finished with terms and conditions. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher. I enjoyed this one. It had me giggling and kicking my feet. It's way more romance in this one than the first one, even though this one with Iris and Declan is more of they already knew each other. They knew each other's well, Iris knew Declan's strengths and weaknesses and everything, and it just made for an even better reward, if that makes sense. Simply just because they knew each other for so long, and he always had this burning desire for her, and I loved it. And I love that he didn't give a shit about the CEO position at the end of it. Which these brothers are freaking traumatized. The way they were raised, their father, I've come to understand that love destroyed him. Love destroyed him, and that's why he is the way he is. But there's no excuse. No excuse for treating his children the way he did. Anyways, back to Iris and Declan. Love them. The fake dating trope, you know, marriage of convenience thing, I'm kind of liking those. Overall, the book was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I feel like Zara and Rowan has my heart, and they're number one couple so far, and Iris and Declan is number 2. Would I recommend? Absolutely. If you want to kick and giggle and kick up your feet, yes. Right? Yes. It's a good read. It's more of a fluff piece than anything else to me, but I give it a 4 out of 5. Go read it. It was fun.
Yeah, so I was giggling and kicking my feet, and even though I gave this less than the first book, that's simply because I don't know, the first one just has my heart. Zara and Declan was just, I don't know if it was because they were the first book that what I don't know what it was, but I enjoyed their book a bit more, even though I read the second book twice. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Okay, let's just go with it. Let's let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. Loved it, enjoyed it, go read it. Yes. Have I read the second book? No. I think it's the final. Let me see what the second book's name is. The Final Offer is the second book. The third book, sorry. I have not read that as yet. I most likely will get to it in July. I am not making any promises, right? I am not doing any TBR ever again because baby, I will not stick to that. I will not stick to it. I will not stick to it, and I will not stick to it. So maybe I'll get to it. That's what I'm gonna say. Maybe I'll get to it. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Let's take a quick break. I'm tired. Okay, guys. So the next book is The Auction. It is book 3 of the Rights and Wrongs series by Love Bitica 8. I did not read book 1 and 2, which is Right and Wrong. I think I read The Auction because that's what I heard on TikTok. I wanted trauma, and baby, did I get trauma. Baby, I wanted trauma, and I got what I asked for. And I loved it. And I loved it. I wanted trauma and I got trauma. I wanted fighting and I got fighting. It was fucking fantastic. It was fantastic. Yes. Anyways, The Auction. Points, skews, and everything in between, because I did not have any videos for that on my TikTok. I didn't do one, so I'm gonna do one right now. Okay, yeah. So I have pointers. Parts of the book that I enjoyed so much. I had no quarrels with this book whatsoever. That's why I'm giving it a 5. I enjoyed it. It was heart-wrenching. I was destroyed. And I loved it. The ending could have been better. Let's say that. The ending, you know what? Yeah, that's where I have a problem. The ending could have been better. The ending could have been better. But let's not skip so far behind. Let's talk about it. So, parts of the book that I really enjoyed: Lucius walking in on Draco and Hermione. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He walked in on them, I think, twice. Yeah, that one time when she had on that jeans and they was doing their thing in the couch. His behavior, he was like, not on my shades, you rascals, on my shades. He was disturbed, and that shit had me giggling, and I enjoyed it. He was disturbed. He was mortified. Love that. I think Lucius was one of my favorite parts of this book. It was just so much freaking fun. His character was just lovely. I enjoyed him. Another one is him, of course, making Hermione his heir. He made her his heir. See why I said I loved him? See why I said I loved him? Oh, another one. Him allowing the Weasleys to kill him, so he could protect his wife. Draco saving Hermione multiple times. Multiple times. Love that. Love that for him. Love that for her. Loved him. Just loved him throughout this whole book. Narcissa saving Hermione from getting her one remaining good ovary removed. Loved her. She was a third fave. You know, she was a third fave. Loved her. Another one. Yeah, I think those are my likes. Dislikes: Hermione being locked up by George, pretending as though she was the villain, and as if she was turned in some kind of way. All of a sudden they couldn't trust her. That was like, ugh, I dislike them so much. And the ending, as I said, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the Weasleys either in this fanfic. Ugh, they were to me too, you know. But the ending was no. Why he had to get all that time in jail? I know it wasn't a long time compared to his crimes and everything like that, but he couldn't have got 6 months. Without him, without Theo, without Hermione, the war would not be over. The war wouldn't be over. They wouldn't be able to get those tattoos off their hands and things like that. The war would not be over. So they shouldn't have been in jail. I know. They did so much wrong and blah 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 yes, yeah. But no, they shouldn't have been in jail. And I am going to stand by that assessment. Yes, he shouldn't have went to jail. None of them should have went to jail. The war is over. They helped tremendously. What else you want? Anyways, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Go read it. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Go read it. I am trying my best to rush through the rest of these because, baby, this video is going to be so freaking long. So freaking long. So the next one is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Oh, baby, let's read what this says. Human or vampire, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Aura, carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Aurea. I said Aura, but I think her name is Aurea. Aurea. I think her name is Aurea. Yeah. Aurea carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kijari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. Winning won't be easy amongst the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Aurea is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is ruthless. He's a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet, what terrifies Aurea most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the Kijari. War for the House of Night brews, shattering everything that Aurea thought she knew about her home. And Rain may understand her more than anyone, but their blossoming attraction could be her downfall. In a kingdom where nothing is more deadly than love, The Serpent and the Wings of Night is the first book in the series. Baby, here's what I thought of The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So this one was a great enemies to lovers. They went from enemies to lovers to enemies in the same goddamn book. And I dig it. I digged it. I did not expect it. First off, I didn't expect what was happening in the book to be so freaking good. You know I love a trials. I really like books with trials, right? And I think that's why I'm going to be reading The Hunger Games soon as well, because they have that kind of vibes I've been hearing. Yeah. Love trials. Yes, baby. Enjoyed that. She was really good in the trials. Her whole storyline, the storyline for this book was freaking fantastic. You understand? I know there are a lot of books with trials and everything like that, and I have not obviously read all of them, but this one scratched the itch that I had when it came to reading trials and about vampires and things like that. And her dad calling Aurea, her dad calling her little serpent. Chef's kiss. I loved that. Her dad wasn't the best dad, but he was a good dad. He was what he needed to be. He should have done a lot of things differently, but hey, you know, that's life. That's being a parent. Overall, I dig this book. I give it a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. The cliffhanger was, the betrayal. The betrayal. Why do we fall in love with the bad guys? Why do we fall for the bad guys? Why do we fall for the bad guys? Because he betrayed her in the end. She gave up so much for him, and he betrayed her in the end. Five out of 5. We will be moving on to the second book in July too, hopefully. Carissa, you did that. Just to let you know, you did that. Girl, you did that. The next book is The Book of Azrael by Nicole. I saw this book on TikTok. One of my friends had read it, and she was like, "Oh, she's not really a fan of it and things like that." And so, but the build up, the description for the book was really, really freaking good. So I was like, okay, let me go read it. I might like it because some of the books that she does like, I haven't read, but they seem very intriguing. Some that she's read and liked, I don't like, and then some that she's read and liked, I've liked. So I pretty much trust her judgment when it came to books. Reading is subjective. I may like something, you may not. She may like something, I may not. It's subjective. But overall, you get a good list, and you just go through it. And if you don't like it, kick it out. Yeah. So, anyways, the description for this one is World Ender meets Ender of Worlds. You hear that? Here again. World Ender meets Ender of Worlds. 1,000 years ago, Diana gave up her life in the deserts of Uria to save her dying sister. She called upon anyone who would listen, not expecting a monster far worse than any nightmare to answer. Now she does what Caden asked. Even if that means securing an ancient relic from the very creatures that hunt her. A king thought long dead and long forgotten. In the old world, his name was Samkiel. In the new world, it is Liam. But one title remains true throughout time. He is the World Ender. A myth to his enemies, a savior and king to those loyal to him. After the gods' war, he locked himself away, hiding from the world. He denied his crown and responsibilities, leaving the very ones who needed him most to deal with the fallout of the death of their home world. Now, an attack on those he holds dear sends him back to the one realm he never wished to return again. Ooh. And into the sights of an enemy he thought imprisoned long ago. Now, enemies older than time must put aside their differences and work together in hopes of saving both their worlds and every realm in between. Y'all hear that? And you know what that means it is? Enemies to lovers. Yeah. And was it an enemies to lovers? Oh, through and through. Baby, I loved it. I enjoyed it. The world building was fantastic. I had no complaints where that was concerned. The world building, ooh, it was a masterpiece. Oh, it was a masterpiece. It was one of the best freaking world building I have ever read. It was not slow. It was not boring. There was no info dump when it came to that book. It was fantastic. Chef's kiss. It was fantastic. I must admit. Oh, points. True enemies to lovers. It's not let me just put it on the book for people that love that kind of book and then it turns out not being that. No, this is true enemies to lovers. They try to kill each other. Kill each other. I had a good time. Could you tell? I had a good time. Yeah. Anyways, true enemies to lovers. World building was fantastic. It was a great slow burn. And I love the fact that she was the villain. He wasn't. He was the hero. He was the nice, lovely. Even though he's a ender of worlds, he's a world ender and everything like that. You understand? He's a world ender. She is the ender of worlds too. You understand? You understand? He's a world ender. She's the ender of worlds. Yeah. All I'm saying is, my girl did that. I love the book. Anyways, the cliffhanger at the end of this book was fantastic. Yeah. So after Diana's sister, I can't remember her name. Gabby. Gabby. So after Gabby was dying, Diana wanted to find help. She was calling out to the gods. She was calling out to whoever could hear her. But Caden came. Caden heard her. And baby, it went downhill from there. He used her sister. He gave her sister life, saved her, but he used Diana's sister, Gabby, to control her. If she killed, if she did this, if she did that for him, she could see her sister. And that went on for an entire, I think, 1,000 years. It went on for 1,000 years. And after a while, you know, he sent her into more dangerous things. She became this sick, twisted individual, and I love her for it. She is the morally gray one. She's not morally gray. That girl is black. She is black. But you know what? We love that for her. I love a book where the woman don't lose her power. I love a book where the woman don't need saving by the man. I love a book where she is just as powerful or even more powerful than the main lead. Because baby, that's fun. Why you have to be writing the women as weak? Oh, she is so this book, like, I had such a freaking good time, and I didn't expect it to be that good. Yes, there are some errors and some descriptions were the same and everything like that, but I did not care. I didn't care that one bit. I had a good time. You understand? I gave this book a 5 out of 5, and I went on to the second book right away. What I need to do is start writing down my points when I read these books so I can come back and give you guys a full review, because if I don't do a little TikTok video or a little video talking about what I enjoyed about this book, baby, I'm not gonna remember a lot of things. Because when I sit and I'm ready to talk about it, I forget a lot of things. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I loved it. As I said, storytelling, everything, 5 out of 5. I would definitely recommend. After that, I went right into the Throne of Broken Gods. And let's read the description for that. So with the Throne of Broken Gods, this is the book 2. In the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. The description for this says, "Then Samkiel, you will know this is how the world ends. But it was not this world. No, it was mine. It was Diana. The world quakes in fear as the last shred of Diana's humanity is ripped from her, as it should. Grief consumed Diana, burning away any semblance of good within her, and threatening the budding relationship between her and Liam. Now Liam must must pull her back from the brink of complete damnation before time runs out." You heard that? He have to pull her back. Now she pulling him back. My girl wreaked havoc. She wreaked havoc. You heard me? Yeah. She did. She went through killing everybody that had anything to do with the killing of her sister in book 1, at the end of book 1. When she saw her sister die in book 1, baby, she screamed and destroyed the building. She screamed and destroyed the freaking building. Yeah, I just want y'all to know. You understand? So my girl went on a murder rampage and she killed everybody that was there that saw her sister die. She killed her friends. She killed her enemies. She killed her frenemies. She killed her one night stands. She killed exes. She killed everybody. She killed kings too. She killed everybody. And she kept coming into herself and she came into her power. And this book was really about her finding herself and understanding that she did have people that loved her. She did have someone, and she didn't actually need anyone to be a better person. But she didn't give a shit. She will kill anybody that hurt her family. She don't care who you are, and she don't fear gods or no man. And I love that for her. And this book was fantastic, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 too, because I enjoyed the freaking read. And the cliffhangers for these books, you understand me, book 1 and book 2, is freaking insane. One thing this Amber V. Nicole knows how to do is write a goddamn book. And one thing she knows how to do is write a cliffhanger, because baby, I was stressed. I was completely stressed in this book, going through the motions of this book, for how Diana was wreaking havoc on everybody. And because of that, I didn't even give myself a break. I went right into the third book, which came out, I think sometime last month. Let me tell you exactly when it came out. It came out May, at the end of May, right? And I devoured the hell out of that book. I could not wait, right? So book 1 and 2, fantastic. Book 3, I gave it a 4. Why? Even though I really had a great time with it, let's do the description first. So, as her boy, ask her boy, ask her what she begged the stars for, and what lives now. Ask her what she ripped from the very heavens, and then ask her if she cares. The old blood runs through her veins. Nismera and her legions rule the realms. As Samkiel's power fills the sky, with him gone, she strives to solidify her spot on the throne. No matter the cost, Diana struggles beneath the weight of half-truths, lies, and deceptions. After overcoming what she thought was her hardest battle, she soon learned she is at risk of losing everything. Samkiel strives to heal, but he has more on his plate than ever before. The hand is dismantled, the realms are in turmoil, and the one person he can trust keeps him at arm's length. Can the two work out their differences, or will they both fall to the blades of the goddess of war? The one true king returns, but is it the king or the queen who shall rule them all? I gave this one a 4 simply because some of the writing repetitive. There was a lot of sex scenes in the book, and I'm all for like smut and things like that. And the book wasn't mostly smut, but it had too much in my opinion. And I know, oh my god, too much smut could never. Yeah, but it's not that kind of book, right? So it shouldn't have had that much fucking smut. I still enjoyed the book. I gave it a 4. I took away 1 because of too much. It's just too much smut. It's too repetitive. And even though this book was more about coming into your own and Diana understanding more about herself, even Liam, Samkiel, understanding more about himself, and her bringing him back from the dead, because in book 2, baby, he died. But book 2, he died. She lost her sister in book 1, and then she married book 2. Baby, he died. You understand? He died in book 2. Yeah, the ending of book 2. The cliffhanger was serious. That was the cliffhanger I was talking about just now. He died. She just be losing people like crazy. So book 3 is her just understanding herself more and dealing with her grief better, and realizing that she can't kill everybody. Even though she did, and she could. You know, but she shouldn't. She shouldn't. Not that she can't, but she should not kill everybody. That's what book 3 is about. Diana understanding that even though she would kill everybody that betray her, and Samkiel, and she almost did kill everybody that betray Samkiel in the second book, even though it wasn't their fault. It wasn't all of their faults, you know? It wasn't all of their faults. She needed to calm the hell down. Did she though? Because I don't think so. I think she did a great job. I loved her. I really do love her. I think she's one of the best female characters I've read. And I am genuinely obsessed with this series. And I can't wait for book 4 to come out. And I know that book 3 just came out in May. And like we're literally at the end of June. But why it taking so long? Like why y'all can't bring out 2 books a year? Like why have to be 1 book a year? I know it's a lot of work. And I can't begin to imagine how much work it is. But baby, I need it now. I need it now. Right? I need it now. I think I'm gonna stop reading books that are not completed. I need it now. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. So Amber V. Nicole, count your days. Count your days. Because where's book 4? Where is book 4 of Gods and Monsters? Come front in line and answer that question. Where is book 4? Yeah. I need book 4, ma'am. Thank you. Anyways, guys, that is the last book that I read in the month of June. We're we're leaving it there because I think I talked your ear off. And I babbled and I babbled and I babbled, and I promise that I'm gonna try my best to do better when it comes to wrapping up these videos and these books. But it's so hard to remember everything in the book, especially if I didn't just finish it like yesterday. Sometimes even when I finish a book yesterday, I can't remember shit that happened. I just know it was a vibe and it was fun. You know, I know it was a vibe and it was fun. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's my 16 books for the month of June. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Bye.